Hey, what's up, guys? Today I am talking about this book. It's called Intuitive Being. And in this book of Intuitive Being, the writer is Jill Willard. Thank you so much for introducing this book to me. I think that is one of the coolest books and it's very inspirational. It says to connect with your spirit or find the center and choose an international life. It introduces 4 different beings that you may experience in this book, and we're just like glancing through it right now by Jill Willard. Thank you so much for allowing us to read. We're glad we found you. The first energy roots. The first energy center would have been considered the roots. The second energy center would be the sacrum. The third energy center would be the gut. The fourth energy center would be the heart. The fifth energy center would be the throat. The sixth energy center would be the third eye. And the seventh energy center would be the crown. Then she gives us final thoughts with gratitude about the author. So it also introduces what is intuition. So this book is really great, and it gives us some key words and we get to float with it. And intuition is about knowing. It's about accepting the facts of knowing and being able to situate yourself with what intuition feels like. You want to get convinced that you know what intuition feels like. You want to be able to express your intuition very clearly. She does things like faith versus free will. So that leads to mediumship. And in mediumship, there's other things that come through as a spirit energy room. Whether if it's audible, visionable, or just a sensory. Anything can be anything from mediumship. And the basic signs of synchronicity. Synchronicity. Signs of synchronicity. Synchronicity. And that's a tricky word for me now. Synchronicity. Whatever synchronicity is the clearest indicators of intuition. Just scattered throughout your life, signs of those little guideposts. Signs of little guideposts. And learning how to deal with overthinking clouds. OMG, overthinking clouds. Synchronicity. 4 aspects of being: physical being, emotional being, intellectual being, and spiritual being. And making these forces really matter, making these forces really count. It's just so important to keep in contact with your physical being, your emotional being, your intellectual being, your spiritual being. It's very important to not interfere with anybody's space, because you have to learn how to create your own halo, your own crown, and deal with your faith and your features and your fates. It's just a model of an ideally constitute. It's just maybe 25% of each participant, the physical being, the emotional being, the intellectual being, and the spiritual being. So it really categories it. It comes into chapters. It's like she wrote a lot about it in this book, and she got down to the nitty gritty. I agree with her in those aspects, but then it goes into like boom, energy centers. What is the energy center? Space and presence to come into a reading. An energy center is an expression or a chakra. An energy center is when you have built a lot of forces to function for your pressure point, your chakra, your expression of everything. It was so intimate. I love the clean definitions that she gives in the book. It's really what's happening, and she's really good at writing. She speaks about clear energies, and she's using them for center energy votes. She hits up main prime words like that for the root of the chakra and how it all works. How it all works and how we put everything together and how everything connects. I mean, you want to grab a positive word and you're going to be like, so give me 5 things that is positive. Just cluster with it. You know, don't be afraid to let your mind flow and cluster with the theoretical reasons because intuition could do that. Intuition likes to lead into, intuition likes to grow, and intuition likes to expand into different information that allows them to remember and reroute and recoup. That was all inside the first chapter. The second chapter is definitely the energy center, the roots, like we was talking about it. Oh, she did such a great job with that. Then we're gonna just skip a little bit. The second energy center was the sacrum. Now, in this chapter, the sacrum is a beautiful cycle when it becomes unmuted and unbridled. So it's just independent creativity that happens in the sacrum. Independent creativity. Let's make it happen, people. So much more about it.